Welcome to the Dairy Church Kitchen. Today we're going to make it's an easy herb bread. If you have people that don't like garlic when you're having a meal, this might be a substitute that you could use. We're going to use a cup of butter, which I already have mixed, 2 teaspoons of Parsley Flakes, a half a teaspoon of oregano, and a half a teaspoon of Dill Weed. And after we have that spread, then we'll put the Parmesan cheese on. So this is just really easy to do. And we want the parsley, that's 2 teaspoons. And these are probably all things that you have in your house, all, in your spice rack. The dill weed is a half of a teaspoon. There we go. And the oregano is also a half of a teaspoon. And all you do is mix that up. Smells delicious. You can use Italian bread, you could, French bread, whatever you choose to do. I was also thinking, if you saw at the grocery store, I know sometimes at Giant they have day-old bread. And if you're gonna be making this and freezing it, you'll be saving yourself, get a couple loaves and you'll be saving yourself some money.
So that's just butter and spices.
Just butter and spices.
Cool.
And I'm gonna put half on this side. They have such nice breads out. Now, I'm not going to bake this right away. I'm going to freeze it because I have some family coming in next week, and I'm sure we'll have some sort of pasta.
So you would serve this like
garlic,
a garlic bread.
Like garlic
with
bread.
a pasta.
Right, and you don't have to cut it this way.
Mm-hmm.
You could cut it across and then butter, a little bit on each side and wrap it in your foil. Okay, now that looks pretty good. I'm gonna get
Now, how long would you freeze it without being worried about it?
I think a couple weeks. I mean, I wouldn't keep it.
Not like 6 months or something?
No,
Okay.
no, maybe 3 or less.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So, then we're going to put Parmesan cheese on the top of this. This is what really makes it. I don't know how much. You just do it to your liking.
Now, you could put other cheese if you were
Yeah,
inclined? Yeah.
Whatever you have,
Okay.
I'm just trying to follow the recipe today. I think now, when the pandemic first started, I think we learned very quickly to substitute and use what we already had at home. I know I did. Now like I said, I'm gonna freeze this. If you wanted to put it in the oven, now it's at 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes.
And that's a not frozen bread. If it
That's
comes
a
out
not
frozen, you would go
A little
longer.
longer, yes. but I'm going to try this. I have a piece of parchment, so we separate the pieces and roll that on top of each other. And we get a nice big piece of aluminum foil. Put that in there. Wrap it really tight. Make sure all your ends are in. I would take a piece of tape. And here, this tape, this is another trick I really like. The tape, I use the bread tabs on the end of your tape. You're not wasting tape, and it's easy to pull. So I would probably, you have to remember to take this tape off. And the way I'm going to remember how to do it is I am going to put the recipe right there. So I remember to take that off. I don't have the greatest packing tape, but that's okay. So you could either do it now, but I would stick the recipe on your package. You could date it with the month, the day, and the year. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use it in 3 days. So yeah, I think this is a good substitute for garlic bread. It's herb bread. Remember, Jesus and germs are everywhere, so wash your hands and say your prayers.